Hello everybody, welcome to another review. So I'm going to be reviewing the brand new album by Hail the Sun with the new record Cut, Turn, Fade, Back. So I think this is the band's 7th album now, and it's interesting to see the direction that they have just continued since the first record they released. And I remember the 2014 record Fade just being an absolute, well, positively liked, enjoyable post-hardcore album that plays with progressive rock elements, just pretty much that. And then also Swancore, which was a term basically invented by Will Swan from Gavin, Dance. And yeah, I think this is a band that heavily resembles a similar feel to that. Now, unlike Gavin, Dance, where I ripped into that album, and I gotta be completely honest, it's just an album I absolutely have no enjoyment going into. And I know that's a controversial take because people have kind of enjoyed the new album to an extent. I personally just feel like what I enjoyed about Gavin, Dance, I just didn't really get it there. It just kind of felt like a very poor imitation of kind of what they've been doing, and I think Tillian was kind of at that point one of the better attributes of the band. But Gavin, Dance is just not a band I've ever been big on anyway. But Hail the Sun, in my opinion, is a band that does the sound stronger and better. You get some very progressive, very experimented stuff, as well as also a mixture of just kind of more or less normal, grounded post-hardcore emo sound, with tracks like Consumed With You just kind of feeling a bit more on the standard side. Rightless Destiny definitely has that feel to it, but if you want to go into kind of the more zany, expressive fun tracks, you get tracks like the Drooling Class, Insensitive Tempo, Blight, I Can Tell By The Scars, and even a little bit of Building Code and War Crimes has the fun energy to it. It's like a good mixture of kind of the out there wacky progressive sound mixing in with just normal post-hardcore. And I know that I know that Gavin, Dance has been very popular for doing that, but I honestly feel that Hail the Sun just brings out better results doing it personally, and I think this album is actually genuinely pretty concrete. It definitely goes into some serious notes, and I think that the way they can convey emotion from just pure anger, like with Blight, to some of the most melodic post-hardcore stuff I've heard. Even some of it reminds me of the emotional impact brought in through the band LS Dunes with Violet, which is quite nice. I can just kind of feel like they both have that emotional strength that outweighs a lot of the aspects to the record and makes them personally enjoyable for that extent. I don't see this being Hail the Sun's strongest album, but in terms of keeping the consistency in their discography, I think this is another great record and another good addition to it. Just a lot of fun songs, to be honest. I feel like once they kind of pry into a bit more serious stuff, which is more or less on the second half, they still throw some curveballs with more of the experimental stuff. So instead of just kind of getting a bit more of a melodic, serious song, then they just throw kind of their one of the most zaniest songs straight afterwards. And that's just the kind of fun perk of this band, is that you never know what song's going to do which. Keeps you on your toes and gives you a nice bit of variety. Yeah, and that's pretty much what bands like this should be doing more, instead of just throwing loads of ideas to the wall and just making it overbearingly boring, which is how I felt about Pantheon, and especially Space Cow Ritual as well. That song just being abysmal. But honestly, yeah, this one's actually a really enjoyable record, and I don't really have much else to say than that. It's just straight to the point. It's just, you're just going to get a good time with this one, and I definitely recommend it. So I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of 5, so I hope you'll enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.